Okay, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Now, shalom to the elect. Basically, I just want to catch it. You see this man right here? You know, he's actually, I thought he was going to go into the, what I'm filming, what you see in front of you is called the African and Caribbean cuisine. All right? When you understand, Salakia, when you understand cultures, you understand how do you call it, cultures and ethnicities and race. A lot of what's that is contributed to style of food. So that's why I wanted to bring this out, because these people here, when they say African and Caribbean, African, they're talking about like people that are literally from Africa. All right? This is not like West Indians or Caribbeans that are saying that they're from Africa. All right? This is actually West Africans and Caribbean, you know? Now, a lot of people have a problem. Like my man, I wish he could walk right in front. I hope he walks in front of here. You don't know he go. Like my man right here. So he just looked at me, but it's all good. Now you can't tell what is he right there. You can't tell me. You know, he kind of bopped like Benjamin. You know, he got them damn sandals on. Benjamin wearing sandals and shit. See the man's vehicle. You know, he just went into the barbershop. And by the way, I'm in what's it's known as Hyattsville, Maryland, which is a great influx between so-called West Indians and so-called so-called West Africans, because at the end of the day, the majority of the so-called West Africans are what? Hebrew Israelites, man. All right? So, hey, man, I just want to bring out one or two scriptures, maybe this a little information. I want to do a little information. When I'm going to put it in on Google, I'm going to use the tablet. You know, I'm going to put in, oh, don't do that. I'm going to put West African, that's all I'm going to put, West African, and I'm going to put Hyattsville, Maryland. All right? That's all I'm going to put. I'm going to put those words together and see what comes up. They just put a bunch of restaurants came up. Kitchen near you, best West African food in Hyattsville. A bunch of West African restaurants. Congress African, okay, African, okay. Let's try this. I'm gonna put population. Right, and I'll put Hyattsville, Maryland, and then Wikipedia pops up, which is, it says a suburb of I'm sorry. Yeah, a suburb of what's this place called? Washington, D.C. All right, I went back. Let me see. Suburban stats, race, population demographic. Okay, black or African American, 17,557. And then you got Hispanic or Latino. No. 6,258 is either black or African American. And they're probably talking about West Africans, which see they categorize West African Jake in the same category. Then you have other race, and then you have white, some other races, two or more races, yada yada yada, Asian, American Indian. All right. But yeah, so there's a great influx between the two. All right. See, because you know what too? It doesn't say West Indian or Caribbean. You know, so they're bunching everybody together. All right. Give me 1 second. I did this on the fly. You know, I just pulled up. I just, you know, do something real quick. You know, I'm gonna go get a scripture. You know, Because what happened was in 70 AD, it was well known that 1 million Jews fled into the interiors of Africa. And when you rewind the time, during the time of the Greeks and Antiochus Epiphanes, the letter that starts 2nd Maccabees, the first verse in the first chapter, he mentioned the Jews that be in Egypt. All right? But I'm going to get Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. You know, and most of the West Africans over here that live in Maryland, they know that Jake is, we the same people, man. They know, man. The food is the same. Okay, clearly, as you can see. All right, for the most part, I can't say it's completely the same, but for the most part, it's the same. Just like you got Issachar, and you got Issachar, you got the other northern tribes. We eat those foods. You know, I was brought up, you know, through the spirit, I'm a Reubenite, but I was brought up eating Judite food, you know, and West Indian food. All right, so-called West Indian food, which there ain't no difference. All right. And then when you go, but Jake still eat tacos. Jake still eat arroz con pollo y habichuelas, you know, rice, beans, and chicken, you know. Jake still eat that, bacalao and all that, you know, which is basically fish. We eat it, we season it. Jake just do it all the same, man. Okra, yams, yuca, it's all the same because we the same people. All right. So you got, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. I just want to bring this out real quick. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth, even unto the other. And there shalt thou serve other gods, which thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And it says, and among these nations, verse 65, thou find no ease. All right, the word ease there is rest. Okay, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and a failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. And that's what you see. That's how you know who's Jake, man. Why? Because in each one of these countries, like the West Africans are not over there living luxurious, and the ones that are oppressing their people. You know, especially brothers showed me before Ghana, which they call the Gold Coast. You know, Ghana, the Gold Coast. You know, you see the dudes, he was being carried, he was the king, but the majority of Ghana is poor. Same thing with Fidel Castro down in Cuba, what they say, you know. You know, a lot of Cuba is pure. I mean, pure. A lot of Cuba is poor, but then you have the dictator Fidel Castro, which was an Israelite. All right. When you do the research, I know he met up with Che Guevara in Central America, so I'm not exactly sure where Fidel Castro is from. But all in all, he was an Israelite oppressing his people, which is nothing new under the sun. Because when you read the Book of Kings, how many of those kings were that were actually righteous and had a good name? Not much. All right? Not much. So you had that great influx, man. All right? So let me get this real quick. This is 2nd Maccabees. Right? Because where did Yahushua hide? He went to hide in Egypt. Why? Because there was already provinces in Egypt are full of Israelites. I wish I could zoom this in. I want to see what this guy looks like, or whoever. See, look. Okay, what nationality is this man, man? Come on, man. All right? Or he looks like he's going to the barber shop. But it's all good. All in all, man, you can't tell the difference. And me, personally, I go into people's homes I service people's homes through contracting, through the utilities throughout the state. All right. So I go in these people's homes, and I've been in West Africa, a lot of West African Jake's homes, man. And when you go in there, you cannot tell the difference between them and Benjamin, because the culture is still the same, man. Benjamin still kept a lot of the culture, like that's why they wear them big, like, you know, more so ancient Benjamin, not ancient Benjamin, but you know, like earlier Benjamin, they wore them same big clothes and stuff. Like the women, they carry the baskets on their head, you know. A lot of the apparel is still the same. A lot of the food and the culture is still the same. All right? It may season it different, but it's the same concept. All right? Because you're not eating Ethiopian food is not all that good. I'll just let you know that right now. All right? Ethiopian food is not all that good. When you go into certain of these Africans' homes, you could smell the difference. Okay? This is 2 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. The brethren, the Jews that be at Jerusalem and in the land of Judea, wish unto the brethren, the Jews that are throughout Egypt, health and peace. Okay? So they didn't just stay in Egypt and there was a borderline and they said, we're not going nowhere further. No. They migrated, man, because of the persecution. If you persecuting somebody right there, they persecuted Israel in Jerusalem, in Judea, in the land of Israel, in which when you do the research, when you go to, this is, let me see if I can get it real quick. Genesis chapter, because the borderline of Israel goes from the Euphrates unto the Nile. I want to see if I can find it real quick. That's what he told Abram. Let me see. Okay, it's all good, you know. Lord will, I put it up in post-production, you know. But the borderline is all the way down to the Nile River, which that's the separation between Israel and Egypt. So if they were persecuting, you got to extrapolate. They were persecuting Israel, pushing Israel. Don't you think they went into the interiors of Egypt, in which Esau already had control of Egypt, going back to the Ptolemaic dynasty? So you had Israel all up in there. And then let's fast forward all the way to the Punic Wars with Hannibal Barca, or Hannibal, Hannibal, and those wars with Spain. Look, you got these. Look, these are Jakes, man. But you can't tell the difference between if they're West African, or you can't tell the difference if they're Benjamin, man. You know, they even dress the same, man. So it's clear as day that these West Africans are Jakes, man. You other Hebrew Israelites need to get on the ball, man. Cut the crap, man. All right? Because there's brothers in our camp, the DC camp, that scrolled up into your class and you didn't say, get up out of here. And they were from West Africa. ISUPK I'm talking about. All right? And right next to him, matter of fact, let's see if I could turn it a little bit. Right there, I thought I can't open, but it says De Ranch Restaurant, authentic catering, which more than likely that's the Northern Kingdom right there all together, man. You know? So the proof is in the pudding, man. All right? The proof is in the pudding. Another guy, man. You can't tell the difference. I grew up around Benjamin, man. All right? I know how Benjamin conducts. All right? So when I go up in these people's homes and I be seeing, you know, their lifestyle, the way they conduct, it's hard for me to tell the difference. Like, damn, are they West African or are they Jakes? And then you got a lot of West Africans, well, they were actually brought over here. A lot of them were Judites, and then they went back over to West Africa in Liberia, which they have American names. So then you really can't tell the difference. But then you had wars. I was talking to one of them recently because the indigenous, so-called indigenous of that land of Liberia, when the Americans, the Judites that came over to America by slave boats that went back over had wars with the West Africans in Liberia. But then later on, they had a peace and they came together and lived in harmony. You know, we have contention with the other nations. So that shows right there that they're the same people right there, man. Because with the other nations, we don't have peace. We don't live in harmony with the other nations. All right? Hey, but with that, all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right? And shalom to the elect.